What is up, everybody? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. Recently picked up a Going Gear mystery pack, and we're going to dive into a knife that was included in that pack. Let's get it. All right, so this is the Viper Balone. Had never heard of this brand before, but it is a Vox design and it is made in Maniago, Italy. So it is very nice. It actually has twilled carbon fiber on top of titanium. You got a nice crown spine with some jimping here. Only means of deployment is this very discreet flipper tab, titanium backspacer that is crowned and has a little bit of jimping. And you do have a reversible pocket clip. Very beautiful drop point blade shape on the M390 blade, machine satin finish. And you do have a lock bar insert with good access to that liner. Being that it is a inset liner lock, you do have the ability to deploy this left-handed. You can flip that clip over. I think that's really cool that they did it that way. And it looks like the way that this kind of curves is that it may curve up if you were to flip it over. We will be doing a disassembly on this. I do feel like it needs to be cleaned and lubed a little bit, but that action and detent are tuned very nicely. You do get a nice full 4-finger grip on here. It does have a more gent-esque office carry profile, very slender profile. It has a nice landing pad here. I can actually get all 4 fingers on here choked up so that if you do need to use this nice belly on here to do some cutting through dense material, you can choke up, get a nice controlled grip, and push through. Even though this does poke up a little bit, I don't really notice any hot spots with this. I just kind of feel that the pocket clip is present, but it does a good job of kind of masking and hiding itself to where you're not really feeling that. I do feel it on the back end here a little bit when I moved back. But when I move up, it kind of falls into more of that meaty area on my palm. So not really that bad. And it just really surprises me how thin and slicey this was. It cut very well, just a little bit of cutting. This is actually going to end up being it's such a nice knife. It's going to end up being like the main giveaway knife that we're going to be doing for the upcoming milestone celebration that we're going to be doing in a live giveaway. So make sure that you pay attention to the community post on that. It'll be coming. Again, the M390 cut well, good belly. It does allow for a good, I know I didn't demonstrate on camera, but it does allow for a nice position for that pinch grip, and it does have a nice acute tip on there that you're going to be able to use for those type of detailed and trace cuts. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons before we break this one down. All right, guys, here it is against my Spyderco Bodacious, and here it is against my Gateway Barlow from Jack Wolf Knives. As you can see, it is a more slender profile, but it is more of a full-sized carry, so it does have the length on there for you to be able to get a full 4-finger grip on there. All right, here it is against my Raccoon top liner lock and my manual TR3, the Integrity from ProTech. As you can see, still more slender, but it does carry very similar length as that Raccoon does. All right, let me go ahead and grab the scale. We'll check the weight, and then we're going to actually break it down. Scale out and on, guys. Let's see what the weight on this one is. Shouldn't be too heavy. Yeah, coming in at 2.8 ounces. This actually compares really well to my Benchmade bug out with my Applied Weapon Tech scales. Those aluminum scales bring that up to a 2.8. Actually, it might be 2.6. I might be remembering wrong. 2.5. So pretty close to the weight of a bug out. That's a really nice weight. Let me get the scale out of here. We'll go ahead and bring the mat out and break this one down. All right, we have the mat out here. Let's go ahead and take this one down. I am going to have to remove the pocket clip in order to be able to get to those 2 T6s back there. Let's see, is that a T6? No, that is a T8 on the back. Let's start by removing that one first. All right. Titanium, okay. Or whatever type of steel isn't easily magnetized there or not picked up by a weaker magnet. Interesting that it didn't come out though, but it is a titanium clip. All right, we're going to go ahead. Let's check the pivot. That feels like it might be a T8, T10 pivot. It is. And it is moving from the show side. That is also titanium. So may not have needed to remove that pocket clip because it seems like it wants to come apart. And these are T6. So T10 pivot, T8 pocket clip, and T6 hardware. A lot of different hardware on this one. And those are also titanium and or again, a steel that is not easily magnetized. All right, let's go ahead and get this guy out. That will allow us to, again, genuine carbon fiber, scale on top, titanium underneath. And I'm just going to reinstall the pocket clip since we didn't need to remove that. Gosh, that was awful. Awful, awful, awful. All right, let's go ahead and gently take this apart. Come on. Don't tell me. Okay, I was going to say, don't tell me that needed to come apart. That's weird. But that screw came loose. No, it's not the screw coming loose. I see what is happening. The backspacer's moving. There we go. All right. So it is a press fit stop pin. That's nice to see. You do have steel bearings in here. I may swap those to ceramic. I don't really like steel bearings. So 5mm, 1/16 ball. We're just going to grab some ceramic 5mm or 1/16 ball that are stamped, and I'll throw those on here. All right, well, I don't own this knife anymore, so we'll grab these. And take these steel bearings and throw them in here. I just don't like the steel bearings because I feel like the ceramic are going to be more corrosive resistant. And we have M390 on here, which is corrosive resistant. And we have, I said titanium, right? Yeah, titanium, which is corrosive resistant. I feel like I'm repeating myself. All right, let's put these away. All right, now we can proceed. So we're going to go ahead and clean it. This is definitely not meant to be a heavy duty hard use. I think this is like occasionally breaking down some boxes and stuff like that. I'll be curious to see once we reassemble this, how it'll perform. Lots of lube on here. Got the tiniest little steel lock bar, or is it carbonized? It could be that this is carbonized, or is this a steel liner? No, titanium liner. Yeah, titanium liner, guys. So this is kind of like what you see from McNeese and the like as far as how this is built. It is riding on steel washers, and it is using the titanium frame lock, and it did not have lock stick to be able to have that interface. They usually carbonize. It has a through, that's nice. It has a through detent ball hole. That is a very nice touch. Go ahead and just clean out everything. It's very clean. Not getting a lot off of here at all. Good machining as well. Yeah, that cleaning Q-tip came out really clean, guys. All right, let's go ahead and make sure this washer's clean because it fell out. Yeah, it hadn't tracked yet, so we could throw gifts on there if we wanted to. And again, everything that I use here for this disassembly is linked down below for your convenience. I need to grab a screenshot, even though I'm probably going to use the main knife picture. I do prefer Hops gun oil just because if it's good enough for the pew pew, it's definitely going to be good enough for the knife. And it's a good oil that's not going to spread very easily everywhere. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to throw it pocket facing up, throwing it in here so that the pocket faces the actual blade, since it looks like that'll be a way to prevent it from being too open to the knife and prevent dirt from getting in there easily. All right, a little lint there for my... So now this one will go facing down, whoops, like so. And then this is probably going to fall out anyway, so let's go ahead and just install that on top. And then we will install the scale. Very easy disassembly and maintenance, guys. Very easy disassembly and maintenance. Just cleaning off the titanium from my oily fingers. And then we'll throw the carbon fiber back on top. There we go. Install the pivot. Remember that was a T10 for the pivot. Nice tooling on this. This feels extremely well made. I would say this feels like probably made in the same factory that you find Giant Mouse and Ace products being made, if I had to guess. I don't know that definitively, but I'm just telling you from what I'm seeing in the disassembly and the way that this one feels, that this feels like it could be coming from that same, hold on, there we go. That same knife manufacturer. All right. Very easy maintenance on the abalone. That is what this is called, right? I haven't been messing it up this entire time, have I? Balone. I said abalone, it's balone. All right, let me clean this off. All right, it's still a little loose. Let's go ahead, finish tightening it down. All right. I think I tightened it too much. Let's see now. Oh, yeah. We are slightly off-centered, so maybe just a little bit more. I did walk on this a little bit. I wonder, is this captive? Yeah, that's what it is. It's this one. Yeah, they definitely had some carbonize on the lock, I feel like. All right, let's go ahead and clean this up and we'll wrap it up. All right, final thoughts and impressions on the Balone. I said the abalone on the disassembly, the Balone. It almost feels like mid-tech, the way that this one's built. Titanium inlays with the carbon fiber scale on top, and it has no steel lock bar insert, just the detemp ball on the titanium. I may throw a little carbonizing on the back here. I don't have a pencil up here to do that with to try it, but I think I cleaned a little bit of that off when I was cleaning it. It has remained center. It does favor the show side ever so slightly, but I can't quite get that tuned up. But it is in a much better place now. No play. And you can see a lot more smoothness with those ceramic bearings on the open and close. And actually, the lock stick is starting to go away already. So maybe the carbonize that I didn't clean off of the frame is actually keeping that from sticking. Yeah, it's completely gone now as I work it in. So final thoughts and impressions on this one, I grade on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is the lowest, 10 is the highest. This having M390 with all titanium construction and true weave carbon fiber scales on top, which I think it'd be really easy to have a scale maker maybe make some different scales for this one here. It does have a little tiny pocket, but they are very thin, so I don't know if that'd be easy or hard to do. The fit, what I take into account is going to be the price point, fit and finish, and performance, along with the aesthetics. I think it's a very attractive design. I like it a lot. Pocket clip is okay. I like that they made it reversible, but it does move a little around a little bit because it is a thinner clip, but the clip goes in and out of the pocket very nicely. Access to the lock bar is good. Yeah, that lock stick is completely gone now. The action, especially after cleaning, lubing, and tuning, is really nice. I like it a lot. Very effective minimal flipper tab, good belly and blade shape on it. I'm not going to test the M390 on here, but M390 in and of itself is a good edge retaining knife. Having said all that, I'm actually going to go, I'm bouncing between a couple of numbers here. I think I'm going to go 8-1. I really like this one. I really like it. I'm excited to add it to the giveaway for the channel growth milestones that we've had here recently. I like it. I think it's going to be one that you should be excited about potentially winning. Let me know what you think about the Balone down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and impressions. If you enjoyed the video, a like would be appreciated. I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It may change your life. Have a good week. Peace.